Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Thomas of Woodstock and we get to hear from King Richard II today in Act 4, Scene 1. Now King Richard is a little bit upset because he had sent for Thomas of Woodstock to be brought back to court because as this whole blank charter thing is going on, he knows that the people aren't going to like it, but he figures that they are less likely to revolt if Thomas is there because the people like him. But Thomas is like, no, I'm not going back to court. That's not where I'm supposed to be right now. I need to stay exactly where I am. So Richard is upset about that, and he expressed to his flatterers earlier in the scene that he is frustrated enough with Thomas of Woodstock that he wouldn't mind if he just sort of disappeared. So they're like, why don't we just go ahead and do it? We'll bring him in, we'll take care of it right now. And Richard is like, no, we can't really do that because he's very liked by the people. So Tressilian, who is also collecting on all these blank charters and working out a plan for the flatterers to like skim money off the top, and then they have also all sort of manipulated the king into dividing up the kingdom between the four of them so that they can farm it out and directly collect the taxes, which they will give a portion then to the king. But it's a get-rich-quick scheme on the behalf of the flatterers. So anyway, Tressilian is like, I have a plan. We will send in a bunch of actors to do a masked play for Thomas of Woodstock at Plashy, and we'll say that this is a gift from a local friend and he will accept it, and once the mask is done and everybody has left, they will grab him and put a mask on him and a costume and they will take him out of the house and nobody will see that anything is going on. And Richard's like, well, what about him screaming? And they're like, well, they'll be beating drums, so no worries because they won't hear anything over the sound of the drums. And Green in yesterday's monologue was like, and once he has been taken out, Lepoole, who is the governor of Calais, will have a ship waiting so we can bind him and put him on this ship and take him off to France. And then he will be gone from England, but you will be blameless for all of this. You will have plausible deniability in the whole process. He will have just disappeared and the people can't say anything and they can't get mad at you and, problem solved. So King Richard responds by saying, I like it well, sweet Green, and by my crown, we'll be in the mask ourself, and so shall you. Get horses ready, this night we'll ride to Plashy, but see ye carry it close and secretly, for whilst this plot's a working for the Duke, I'll set a trap for York and Lancaster. Go, Tressilian, let proclamations straight be sent, wherein thou shalt accuse the dukes of treason, and then attach, condemn, and close imprison them. Lest the commons should rebel against us, we'll send unto the King of France for aid, and in requital we'll surrender up our forts of Guinea and Calais to the French. Let crown and kingdom waste, yea, life and all, before King Richard see his true friends fall. Give order our disguises be made ready, and let Lepoole provide the ship and soldiers. We will not sleep, by heaven, till we have seized him. So this is King Richard taking the ball and running with it. He's totally okay with the kidnapping plot. He thinks it's a fantastic idea, so much so that he wants to be one of the masked actors who is there while it happens, along with his flatterers. He's like, we're all gonna go. We will all put on masks and be part of this grand facade to kidnap them, but we have to be quiet about all of this. We can't let anybody know, because I'm also putting a plot together to take care of York and Lancaster, the other uncles. So we're going to accuse them of treason, we're going to arrest them and imprison them, and meanwhile I'm going to write to the King of France so that he will back up my claims of treason against the uncles. And in payment for that, they can have a couple of forts that we have set up in France. That's fine. And maybe what's most frightening about this monologue is he says he will let the entire kingdom go to waste. Crown and kingdom and life and all. He will let everything go to waste before he will let anything bad happen to his flatterers. kind of a terrifying statement. But then he finishes it off with like, okay, yeah, let's go get ready and let's get some costumes together and tell Leopold to have the ship ready that we're going to put Gloucester onto, and yay, let's go and just sort of destroy all of my uncles. And while he's saying this, Bushy is like, hey, Green, don't forget to like remind him that he's going to divide up the kingdom amongst us. So Green is like, yeah, that's a great plot. And, you know, since you're so on our side, we're still going to be signing these papers where you're going to divide up the kingdom amongst the four of us so that we can just take care of everything for you, right? Like that's still going to happen. And King Richard is going to have another monologue that we will hear tomorrow on that topic. I'll see you then. Mwah.